This is going to be a video tour of the Buddhist temple Wat Khao Tham, which is in Thailand on the island of Koh Pha Ngan. You can see this is the entrance. So I'm gonna take a walk through this temple. So here's the road up. So Wat Khao Tham, it means in Thai mountain cave temple. So we are on a mountain or a hill. It's a very big hill. Maybe could be 100, 200 meters elevation above the sea level. And Koh Pha Ngan is an island in the Gulf of Thailand. Sort of the main entrance area of Wat Khao Tham. There's a parking lot here. The main cafeteria for the retreat center. Used to be a pretty busy place, now it's not. And there's a kitchen back there, is being renovated. This whole retreat center is being renovated after decades. I think it started in 1988. The retreats here. When two Australian teachers came here, Steve and Rosemary Weissman, and he started running retreats every month here, 10 days, with a nun, Mechi Amon, and the Mechi Amon, she, I think, was in charge of the Wat before the Australian teachers came, so apparently she was a nun for over 50 years. This is her Chedi. She passed away, I think, 2017. So she was a very well-known nun, I think, very well recognized in that time. And there was retreats here for 25 years. And the Australian teachers stopped running retreats 2013. They went back to Australia, so that's 25 years. And yeah, hundreds and hundreds of foreigners came here to do retreats. Thousands. And now it is empty and the buildings are being torn down. After the Australian teachers, there is an Australian monk named Anthony Markwell. He came here as a monk and he led the retreats for 3 years until 2016. And I think that's when he started his own retreat center on Koh Pha Ngan, or they started planning it. See, this is all being renovated. Yeah, this used to be the dorms. This is the way to the boat, the main ordination hall. So now we're leaving the retreat center property and entering the temple property. Walking up here, we can see the main ordination hall. In Thai, they call it the boat or the ubosot. It's basically used for, well, mainly for ordination of bhikkhus. We'll go in. See, the main Buddha statue is the lion's posture, or the laying down Buddha. It's not one I think is very common in the ordination hall. In most temples these days have a photo of Rama 9. I think he were ordained for just a short while, and nowadays Thai temples usually have this photo of him. And we have many various Buddha statues, different postures. มีพระพุทธรูปต่างๆ different standing postures, the gestures. Outside from the boat. And one interesting thing here, on every temple in Thailand, official Wat will have these stones like this surrounding the boat. This is called a bai sima, and there's 8 of them that sort of encircle the main ordination hall. And they're basically just there to indicate the boundary. They're like a point, demarcation point that indicates the sort of sacred space, also called Visung Kam Sima. Yeah, it's sort of land that's been given by the Thai royalty to the Bhikkhu Sangha, and this happened here in 2008. So it became, Wat Khao Tham didn't become an official Wat until 2008. That's when they do that ceremony, that's when the temple becomes officially a Wat. The boat, or the ordination hall, you always see it constructed in the east-west direction. So in this one, here's the entrance door. You see the Buddha statue, the Buddha roop. It always faces east, this way. And the reason for that is because it's said that the Buddha was facing east during his enlightenment. So that's the way they build these buildings. And I think there aren't any exceptions for that throughout Thailand. It's always like this. Here's the back, yeah. And then there's the western direction. So it's kind of like a compass. If you ever get lost in Thailand, you can find an ordination hall, and it's pretty good that you can know your way, you can know your compass directions. Down here, I'm not sure. We're gonna go down. And this is where we store a lot of the water. Water. Yeah. Any water tanks. This is one of the Kutis. Currently a Thai person is staying there. Up here. Just a chapel, small chapel. Down this way we have a private kuti, forest. It's very secluded. I think someone's staying there now. This is sort of the main road into the Wat. On the way we have many kutis for the monks stay over there. There's another kuti here. Some washrooms that just got renovated. Now we're entering the sort of the main, you call it the main lobby of the Wat. Sort of like a sand garden here. Hear that crow? Yep. Koh Pha Ngan has crows. There's many statues around. Looks like this lady is harvesting a cocoa bean or something. Another kuti. Yeah. This area kind of reminds me of like a Zen garden with the way the sand. It's like sands, very sandy here. And we get to the meditation Sala here. It's a Buddhist statue. It's a statue of what looks to be Buddha. It's not Buddha as many people think it is, but it's a Chinese monk. This goes down to another room, which happens to be my room. Above is another room. Used to be a library up there. It's kind of been transformed into a workshop. It's where I do dishes. It's really dry right now this season. Like, we actually don't have any water here at the Wat now. The tanks have been drained. There's just one tank that's left here. And it's a good place to do meditation here. Very scenic. private, secluded place. You can see the ocean in the back there. There's a washroom down there. Plants everywhere. Or they're getting really dry. Here's my room. Hardly any foreigners know that you can actually come and stay in a Wat in Thailand. You can live for free. Very few foreigners know this, and because it's not really part of the culture in the West to stay in a Buddhist temple. But it is very well known in Thailand and other Southeast Asian countries that anyone can walk into a temple, ask the Ajahn if there's any rooms available, and continue to live there for as long as they wish. And that's what I've done here. I've been living here over 5 months now. And we now have 2 other Thai people living here alongside 2 monks. And from what I hear, there's something like 30,000, sometimes I hear 40,000 temples in Thailand, although I think many of those are not occupied. But regardless, there's a great amount of temples in Thailand, and any one of them, potentially, you can walk in, request to stay there, and do just that. And you can eat for free because you're just eating what the monks don't eat. So yeah, it's very common in Thailand for Thai people to stay in a temple. They call it is a way to practice the Dhamma. Although I think really practicing the Dhamma should happen everywhere, no matter if you're in a temple or not. This is kind of how it is. That's how Thai people view it, is when you come to the temple, you'll be practicing Dhamma. Yeah, you're only expected to do some chores. For example, sweeping leaves, mopping floors, cleaning washrooms, cleaning other things, helping the monks, whatever they need. Here at this temple, we go down every morning, early morning, 6 o'clock, before 6 o'clock even, to the street, what the Thai people call bindabat. It's like alms collecting, alms round. The monks go along the street in the village to collect the alms food from the lay people. Because the monks do not earn money, they don't have a livelihood, so they need the help of regular people to support them, to offer them food and other usables. Some people give them money, although that's a point of contention a little bit. We'll go into that. Yeah, so the monks always need help. There's things that the monks can't do that lay people are required to help them. And so it's always good that they have normal, regular, non-monk people living alongside monks. And this temple doesn't have much of a schedule. You find some temples do. This here, I wake up at around 5 o'clock. Around 5:50 we go down for bindabat. After that we come back. That's about an hour later. We organize the food in the meditation sala. I go do a little bit of sweeping, come back in a half an hour. Then around 8 o'clock we do a half an hour meditation. After that we eat breakfast. That's like 8:30. And that's normally my only meal that I eat. Sometimes I'll eat a salad, and around 12 o'clock I'll have a salad with some vegetables. Unless I go out of the Wat and I'm doing a lot of exercise, that's the only meal I need, really. Because I eat quite a bit actually for that first meal. And in the evening, just sometimes, do we have a sitting meditation and chanting session. Starts at 6:30 p.m. Lasts about 1 hour. So apart from that, it is pretty open end. The schedule is up to you. You can do chores as you see fit. This is a forest Wat, so we always required to have the leaves swept. And you can, just do chores as you see them that they need to be done. And it doesn't cost anything to stay here. You, of course, are welcome to donate if you have the means to do so. Or, just your help, though, I would say. It's very, it's not expected for you to give anything besides your own practice and your whatever exchange you can offer in terms of your physical ability, doing chores and such. So I would highly recommend staying in a Wat to any Western person that hasn't done that yet. Come to Thailand, you can stay here, you can find a Wat. There's many Wats if you search Google. Also the website opensangafoundation.org I think has a listing directory of Wats you can stay in, not only in the West but in Thailand. It's a great experience. I mean, think about it. How much do you pay in the West to go to a meditation center? Maybe $100 a day? Something like this. Yeah, and then you have to maybe pay more. Like if you're going to a private cottage, you have to buy food for yourself, etc. And this is a great environment to really look closely at your mind, to really examine your mind, to experience your mind. It's the seclusion and solitude in this temple in particular is really special. So it's a great environment to learn something about yourself. You can meditate all you want here. I think in another video I'll cover more about the how-to or more etiquette related things about staying in a Wat. In another video I'll teach that. But for now, just have the knowledge that you can stay in the Buddhist temple. So if you come to Thailand, try it out. Another kuti here. If anyone wants to come, layperson, monk, can stay there. And you go down here. It's maybe like 70 steps down. Goes to another property. Just nothing there though. It's vacant property with a bunch of trees cut down. And this way leads to the cave. And on our way to the cave, we see many Chedis. This is just one. I don't really know who this belongs to. You find Chedis, they always are a sort of in memory of someone. You see here, this is Emmanuel Sherman's Chedi here. So Emmanuel Sherman, he was a Zen monk, originally a Zen monk who lived in Japan. He spent some time with Bhikkhu Buddhadasa, came to Thailand. He was an artist, and apparently it was his artwork that was the sort of the inspiration to build the spiritual theater at Suan Mok. And yeah, he came here. He came to Koh Pha Ngan. He stayed here in Wat Khao Tham. I think he came in like 1960. I don't know. He came with Ajahn Praderm. He was one of the three monks who Ajahn Praderm brought with him. And apparently he died in the cave. This is what I hear. One monk at Suan Mok tells that story, that he died in this cave. Cause of death? Influenza. You see, this Chedi has no name. Can't find a name on this one. It's interesting. Yeah, Chedi is just like a structure, sort of like a memorial structure, a structure that's built to pay homage to a certain person. Sometimes they contain relics. You would put them in here, or actually, technically, I think here is the chamber. But it's not really known if there are relics in there or not. Can't really tell from the outside. It's sealed up. Yeah, there's no name. We don't know who it belongs to. Anyway, we'll go down. You can see this huge boulder here. I don't know where these rocks come from. You see it, it looks like metamorphic rock, right? Black, jagged, like porous. Yeah, the geology here is really, really interesting. And you see this cave is essentially it's just a giant boulder that's created this cave. And some people may not call it a cave, but simply a rock structure, because it's kind of more what it is. It's just a rock that has fallen a certain way. You can see this rock's probably like 20 meters in diameter, maybe more, and it's resting on this smaller rock. I think someone's set up camp here. I haven't seen anyone. And someone made like some artificial structures to support it, I guess. So this is why Wat Khao Tham has the name that it does, because this is a cave, and Tham means cave. Yeah, so from the story, Emmanuel Sherman, he died right here. And up beyond here, you can get back to the temple. You can get back behind the meditation Sala. And there's also a exit to this street here. This is called like the back exit. Not many people know about it. You can get to the road if you keep going. Just a maybe 5-minute walk through the forest and you'll get to the road. Another 10-minute walk, you'll get to the main road on the street. Viewpoint means solitude cave. Coming back from the cave, next we'll go up to the viewpoint. You can see it already there. Again, huge rocks, ginormous rocks. There's a lot of like hidden structures around too. Like look, you can see through here. There's just like this concrete structure. It's kind of been hidden away by the forest. And this one here looks like another Chedi that's been damaged. The tip has been knocked off. And another interesting thing is the design of the Chedi represents something. The style of it. How many bases, how many layers. They can all add a certain symbolism and meaning to what it, and the architecture can add like a certain meaning. And you see, usually they have what is called a lotus bud tip. Yeah, I think it symbolizes nirvana. So, walking to the viewpoint. Basically why most people come to this temple is they want to see the view. That's kind of why this temple's more popularity than the other ones, I think, on this island. It's for this. See a good portion of the island. See Tong Sala. You can see the pier. Islands in the back. Is Koh Pha Ngan over here. See, it's a little hazy today. And Ang Thong Marine Park in the very back there. And there's a western facing view, so you often find people here during the sunset. So some really spectacular sunsets here. This structure is called a Montop in Thai. Montop is a square building like this with a pyramid roof. Often houses something important. This one has 3 entrances. And interesting is this. This is supposedly a replica of the Buddha's footprint. Now, interesting is, well, how did the Buddha's footprint get to be like 4 feet? Yeah, has to be like 4 feet. So was the Buddha a giant? So I don't know, like, what is this a replica of? Like, what is the original? Where is the original? Like, there's actually, if you look, there's so many Buddhist footprints and all over the place that claim to be the Buddhist footprint. Different styles, different designs. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it's just symbolism. It's like, it's just a symbol. But yeah, if it was really the Buddhist footprint, so I think this place would be a lot more popular. But you don't see people really coming in here. You just most people just go to the view there. They don't even come in here. And you see many artworks. This is the sharing of the relics. After the Buddha died, there is many people who wanted a piece of the relics of the Buddha. And I think this shows the 6 clans leaders and 1 king came and they all divided up the ashes of the Buddha to each take a portion for themselves. It's the Buddha's birth, taking 7 steps. Devas. Another section where you can admire the view. Anyway, go back. So here, over there is the Sala. People can stay. Right now there's a Thai person staying there. You see he's got a tent set up, a dog there. It's pretty cool there. This is a rakang. It's a Thai bell. Very heavy. Just, you have to hit it with a mallet. This is another huge boulder there. And this is a kong. It's a traditional Thai. I think it's traditionally Thai. It's like a drum. Gong. Like a gong, yeah? But in Thai they call it kong. Hit it with a mallet. This is the main meditation sala. We have like public chanting, we have public meals. It's where we eat breakfast. Anyone can come sit here. Over here we have more Thai instruments, or temple bells, and a drum here. Rakang, another small call, and this is called a glong. It's like a Thai drum, uses a mallet. This is another Chedi. And this one is a Chedi dedicated to honor the gratitude of our first teachers, which could mean our parents. It's a gratitude Chedi to recollect the kindness of our first teachers. Through here is where the monks usually stay, in these kutis here. I think currently the monks are absent here. Just one monk staying in a kuti over that side. Fish in here. Wat Khao Tham is also home to a few monkeys. At least maybe 3 I see. One here on top of the cart.
I think no problem with that.
ขอบคุณครับ
New wireless.